first decided, okay, hey, I want to go to college. You know, that was the first thing, you know. You know, all of my friends, you know, where we going to school, this, that, and the other. I really didn't want to be a nurse, to be honest with you. So this is like, you know, the tip of the iceberg, I guess, you know, the groundbreaker, because I always wanted to be a pharmacist. But, you know, I guess, you know, God had other plans for me, you know. Me and my high school sweetheart, you know, he was in college and I was in college, you know, both the same. And I ended up getting pregnant. And, you know, we were like, okay, you know, we're going to work through, you know, we were getting married, you know, the lover story. So, you know, when I went to get my ultrasound, it was twins. First time ever being pregnant, it was twins. So, you know, that's neither here nor there. But, you know, the moral of, I guess, of the whole situation was, you know, you're not going to be able to go 6 years for pharmacy school, you know. So, you know, if you're the type of person to where, you know, you have kids, you know, and it's just, you know, you have to go for something that's convenient. You know, you have to go for something that's going to be able to, you know, okay, hey, I still have to work. You know, I want to go to school. I want to make more money, but, you know, you have to go for something that, you know, okay, it's a short amount of time, this, that, and other. So that's why I went to LPN school. I was like, you know, look, you know, I'm always going to be able to have a job. So, you know, you have to look at the market here. You know, well, should I go for this? You know, what if they don't pay for this? Or what if they do this? I have always known there's always going to be somebody sick, no matter what. You can't stop that, you know. So I said, you know, I'll go to LPN school. I finished year program, and, you know, I worked for I've been a nurse now for about 5 years, you know. So during the entire time, I'm like, you know, I can do what these RNs are doing, you know. I want to make the money they're making. So, of course, you know, I pick up another job, you know. So time passed, you know, I ended up having 4 children, you know. So when we got up to the marker of 4 kids, then I'm like, look, you know, daycare, you know, we have all these bills. Just going to go make groceries is $300 a month just for groceries alone. You know, and I'm like, you know, I mean, this is highway robbery, because I'm doing all the work and the RNs are getting paid all the money. I'm having to work 2 jobs to make what they make, doing all the work. You know, I mean, what's the point of that? You know, instead of you having to go get 10 or 9 books for one class, you got 1 book. You have a coach or like an academic advisor, you know, that you can go to. You have everything there for you with this program, you know, and that's the kind of program that I like, because I don't want to have to go around searching for all this foolishness. I got these children at home, you know, you have your husband, you know, just too much. You know, the jobs, it's just too much going on. So I was like, well, I'm going to start the program. I'm going to start. The only thing about, you know, when you first start a program like this, you're really scared because you don't know what's on the first test. So my advice to someone when they first start, because it took me 4 months before I had already signed up to the program, but it took me 4 months just to go and start that first test because I was so nervous. The only thing about this program is just you're going to be nervous with your first test. Once you take that first test and you really see that it's not as hard, I mean, I think that LPN school was harder than, you know, the program. Like, are they serious? I took the first test, I made a B on anatomy and physiology, you know. And, you know, I was like, are they serious? The lady printed the grade out, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this the right person? You know, the right person. She's like, yeah, you made a B. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. Took my first test in January. In February, I took 2 tests in February. And then in March, I took 2 tests. In April, I only took 1, and the only reason for that was my little girl had to have surgery on her finger. So, you know, that just kind of pushed me off from doing the studying. But, you know, the program, the only thing it takes, if you really want it, you have to want it. If you want it and you say, look, you know, I'm going to motivate myself, I'm going to do this. You know, nothing is going to stop me, because it's not hard. All it takes is a little time. Make a little time when you're at home, you're cooking, you know, the food is on the stove. Why not take the book out? You know, take a few chapters, like, look, let me just read this stuff. Once you start reading, once the kids are in the bed, you know, you have some time, you have to designate some time just for your study time. That's the only thing about the program that's going to take out, you know, well, look, you know, hey, you don't have to go to class. You don't have to worry about gas money to get to class. You don't have to worry about time taken off from work to get to class. It's just all about, being at home with your rollers in your hair. The food is on the stove. You got your book out. Look, I'm going to go through it. And, I think that's the only thing about, the kind of things that you have to kind of set forth to get the program done. Because, I promise you, if I can do it with 4 children and 2 jobs, a part-time and a full-time, where I work 50 hours a week on one, and I work about 10 hours on the other one. So if I can do that in a week-based time, I think that anybody can do it. It's just all about, do you want it? Do you want to make that salary that you're making? Or do you really want to say, hey, let me open up this book, let me get started? Because my thing on the reason why I chose the College Network, I can't speak for anyone else, but the reason why I chose the College Network was for convenience. So I believe that someone that's been a nurse and you're set in your ways, you don't want to go back to the classroom, you don't have time to go back to the classroom. Hey, there's help. There's someone that wants to help you to get to where you need to be. That's everything in a nutshell. My name is Brandy. I've been with the College Network for almost about 9 months, 10 months now. And I love it.